women, mind you.
You're right.
I would say when we read the reviews.
Carlos uses it.
Yep, I would say that about a quarter of our reviews, actually, I like the new label.
I do too. It's pretty, isn't it?
So we have, if you look here, so we have, this is something.
Speaking of beautiful skin, this is one benefit of this next product, right?
A lot of folks have, and we have to make the print darker on the free range. It's hard to read. I just noticed on TV, but a little hard to read. But so if anybody's watching in Henderson, Nevada, we need to make that print darker. But probably no one's watching. But
I have a feeling somebody's taking notes. Actually, I think we're streaming live on hsn.com, and normally somebody from your staff is in there trying to answer questions. So they're listening.
Okay.
They are listening. There will be a variety show tomorrow too, by the way. But yes, if you have questions, go to HSN's Facebook page.
To talk about for the variety show tomorrow. But what I wanted to talk about, for those of you who've been paying attention, you have not seen marine collagen on television for almost, what would it be? I guess it would be almost 10 months. Oh, wow. And the reason why is there's been, and I talked about this potentially happening, there's been a worldwide shortage of quality marine collagen. We could have continued to get marine collagen, but it wasn't the quality that we would use, that would be acceptable for me to put our name on it and put in your hands and put in your body. So marine collagen, as much as it's one of our most popular products, we had to make it go away. So it basically just disappeared. It was available for those of you who chose to get it online, but we didn't have it on television since I think it was July of last year. We now have a bit more marine collagen, and because the price of marine collagen along with this shortage has just gone crazy, I was seeking out other options and personally myself testing other options, and I found an option, and again, it's grass-fed. Both of these, one comes from fish, one comes from grass-fed cattle, so we have two options. But what's wonderful about the grass-fed option, I have seen all the same options using the grass-fed. It's virtually identical biochemically to our marine collagen, but what's wonderful about it, it's basically half the price. It's even more soluble. It only has a hint of flavor. I'd almost call it like the flavor of dilute sort of consommé, like a very dilute broth. And whether you put it in a smoothie, you won't notice it. In a veggie drink, you won't notice it. So you can mix it with things just as you did the marine collagen. But again, it's half the price.
Yeah, let me show.
So you could go over the price.
I want to see it real quick because there's two charts. So the marine collagen is a separate chart right here, 30, 60, 120, 240. Here's the regular pricing, and here's our pricing today. For the 240, you're at $169.90, $99.90, $54.29. Here's your savings. And for those of us that take the marine collagen,
but again, important to notice the large size price is $169. For the grass-fed,
here it comes.
The large size price is $99.
Look at that.
And the marine collagen price, that's probably going to go up again.
Yeah.
The pricing for quality marine collagen has just become ridiculous. So in fact, the pricing on grass-fed has doubled in the last 2 years as well.
Wow.
But I finally found a grass-fed that satisfies my difficult technical, scientific requirements, and also my taste requirements, my aesthetic requirements. So we haven't featured marine collagen again, as I said, for almost 10 months. It's back and it's available. It's just, unfortunately, it's expensive. And as far as I'm concerned, the grass-fed option may well be the better option today because it's just so much more reasonably priced. And I think as time goes on, it's going to become even more reasonably priced compared to what's going on with marine collagen. And there are bad versions of marine collagen out there, which I wouldn't go near with a 10-foot pole. But again, marine collagen, the quality marine collagen, the price, since we started offering it, the price has effectively, the cost to me has effectively tripled. Wow. We haven't tripled our price, but the cost has effectively tripled. But the grass-fed, I think, is the more cost-effective option now. And again, this is the collagen peptides. That's the principal protein in our body. It's the collagen peptides that supports joint structure and function, the elasticity of our skin. So when it comes to providing our body with a critical molecule that's plays an integrating role in all the tissues in our body, it's collagen peptides. And you have choice of source, whether it's our high-quality marine source or high-quality grass-fed source.
Yeah, and then you've also put MSM in that formula too.
They both have MSM.
Yeah.
They both come with MSM. Yeah. So again, just thought this is the first time we've been able to have adequate supplies of both. And again, we could have had plenty of marine collagen to have done a monthly special as we intended to do, but it wouldn't have been quality marine collagen. So for me, I'd rather forego sales than offer a product that isn't at the level of quality that we require and that you require.
Excellent. So if you love the marine collagen, take advantage of the savings tonight. If you want to try, first time we've ever talked about the brand new free range, and that is also available.
And I encourage everyone to do some research online. Essentially, the molecular structure of the two are virtually interchangeable. The best part of all is that the grass-fed is a fraction of the price.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, we have a lot. This is the final hour of this exciting weekend, and so we are packed with all kinds of